Hello, everyone, and welcome to Retail Talks. I'm Christina, and here with me is Darko Pavic, CEO of Fiscal Solutions. Hello, Darko. How are you?
Hello, Tina. I'm good. I'm very good. A little bit excited because today we have a so special topic and very important for us as well. That's why I'm a little bit excited, but I'm sure it will be very interesting discussion today. What about you? How are you?
Me too, of course. But I have to say that every Wednesday it's very excited and very interesting topic. So it's always good.
Yes.
Before we begin today's discussion, we would like to show you something that we are also very excited about. We recently launched our Retail Talks new website. So I would like to show you that. I hope that you see it. Here you will find everything related to Retail Talks in one place. All of our episodes, information about us, our story behind Retail Talks, and links to every episode if you maybe missed some. So you can watch it here on every platform that is available on.
I like it. But
Me
to be honest, we will use this page as a small example later during the discussion, because there is one very important point related to the AI, which we can show with that page, because that page was created mainly with AI. And I will give you the story, what we learned during we created it.
Great. Also, Darko, we need to give the audience a quick reminder. If you have any questions or want to share your opinion, feel free to leave a comment, please, because we would love to hear your thoughts. Now, let's move on.
And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter.
Yes, don't forget that also. Now let's move on today's topic. Today's discussion could affect every software company in the world, because we are talking about a question that many in the industry are starting to ask. Could AI replace software vendors? Why are we talking about this? Starbucks has publicly announced that it plans to replace 2 enterprise software vendors with internally developed AI-powered solutions. Darko, what exactly happened at Starbucks, and why is this attracting so much attention?
Yes, the first big question is, are we in danger as a software company? Maybe nobody will need us tomorrow. Maybe nobody will need us, me, you, everybody else in the software company. This is actually the question behind. And what happened with Starbucks, we can just use it to explain a little bit better what is the situation right now. But it's just one small event which happened and actually is showing in one special direction that we will discuss today. Before I'm explaining a little bit more about the news itself, let me give to our audience a short overview about Starbucks itself, because we already discussed Starbucks in the last episode. The topic was more related to the marketing issues. Actually, the point was how the influencers were paid by Starbucks to create content on TikTok, and this was great. But the major topic was related to the new strategy of Starbucks, and this is exactly the same relation of the news which we have from the last week. So it's a kind of consequence of the new strategy. That's what we will talk about today. But before that, let me give you a couple of frame points about Starbucks, that just to understand what is the company behind. So Starbucks had 41,129 stores or something like that. The majority of them are in US, owned by Starbucks, and a part of them is in China. And in last year, they reported turnover about, I think it was $37 billion or something like that. So major message is Starbucks is a big company. So it's really somebody who is showing the direction for the rest of the market. Then, since 2024, I think, they have a new CEO. And that new CEO has a very particular target, very simple job, to make the strategy better, to make Starbucks performing better. So for that, he defined certain steps in his strategy. And I'm afraid that one of the points was related to the technology and how to save the costs in the area of technology. So that's why I was not surprised, as last week we got the news that Starbucks is exchanging the very crucial parts of the software environment, own software environment, with own development. So basically, they defined a strategy to develop the software, parts of the software, enterprise software, by themselves. Those softwares were on one point. First one was Microsoft, and the software related to the, I'm not sure, it was something related to the inventory management or something like that, but the important enterprise solution. And the second one was the software from IBM, which was used actually for the maintenance management in the entire environment of Starbucks. So basically two very important software. Starbucks decided to develop those solutions by themselves and to exchange the existing Microsoft and IBM tools. But this is not the only, these are not the only software solutions which they are developing. They are developing own POS solution as well, already since some time. Today they are using Oracle Symphony, and they want to exchange it with own development as well. So this means the strategy is very clear. They want to save the costs, and they see in own development huge potential to save the cost. So let me give you a couple of, let's say, facts. Why do I think that this strategy is good for them and that it makes sense? So first, we have to understand that Starbucks has around 1,300 people in the IT department. So it's a huge IT company, actually, 1,300. Our company has around 80 or a little bit less employees, and we are developing software. Can you imagine how much knowledge and engineers you have if you have 1,300 people in your department? It's huge on one side. Then another important point, part of those developers or technical people are sitting in US, in Nashville and Seattle, but there are around 200, 300 people, just 200, 300 people. All other remaining parts of the IT department are in India. And we know, everybody knows that India is actually low-cost development country. And it's actually outsourcing destination. And Starbucks is already, since many years, using that advantage. So they developed already several different solutions in-house by using that kind of resources which are in India. So this means they have enough manpower, they have already experiences with software development, and they have access to outsourcing market. So if we connect 1 + 1, I'm totally okay with that decision. It makes sense, let's say, to start developing own solution. They want to be finished, by the way, till end of 2027 with both solutions. I'm not sure about point of sale, but for those two solutions, till end of 2027. And then something else happened months ago or 2 months ago. They started to stop one of the projects, which was actually internal, or it was external company developing inventory counting solution for them. I think the name of the company was Nomad Go or something like that. And as there were some bugs in the inventory counting procedures, they decided to stop that project. So this was like a confirmation for them that it makes sense to do it by yourself and have the control of the entire process in own hands. And now just imagine all that combined with AI, which is helping you, let's say, to develop even better. So it's clear, the decision is totally clear for me.
Yes, of course. Do you maybe think that many other companies are already thinking in the same direction like Starbucks?
I'm even more pessimistic, let's say, from our perspective. I'm totally sure that this is already happening. So if the big companies like Starbucks do that, and if they are brave enough to do that, it's just a question of the moment when other companies will follow. The point is very simple. Starbucks is spending around $400 million per year on software every year. And now they have and they communicate very openly the strategy to reduce those costs. If I were another big company, I would wait a little bit to see if they are successful, and then I will do the same. Even more from my point of view, I think many of them are already doing that, but not communicating that openly, all that,
But if AI, makes it possible for businesses and companies to build all of these systems and softwares, what does that mean for software vendors? They are at risks, maybe.
Yes, we are. We are definitely in risk. But let me explain you how I see that situation. It's not the first time that we see this kind of situation. I mentioned a little bit outsourcing countries. A couple of years ago, there was a huge hype to develop software in outsourcing destinations like India and so on, and even Serbia. And at that time point, it was maybe 10, 15 years ago, everybody was afraid that the big customers, especially big retailers in our case, will develop their solution in those countries, that they will skip us as a company and they will use the outsourcing environment, which is, of course, very good in those countries. That happened just partially. So some of the companies are doing that, of course, and they are doing that still till today. But some others didn't do that. So they are still developing or using the solution from us. But today, so this is a little bit similar to the situation today. But the situation today is more dramatic. And the reason why is it more dramatic is because the software development, and I mean now design of the software, definition of the features, developing itself, and later the maintenance of the software is getting much easier. With those tools like AI, you can do it in a couple of seconds. And the easier software development becomes, the more companies are doing that. This is just one topic. The another topic is the more companies are developing software, the smaller the value of the software, because everybody can develop it. So it's nothing worth anymore, because why should I buy expensive product if I can buy, let's say, subscription for $20 and make a kind of good prompt and create a solution by myself? So the software is losing the value. This is a big issue. And now many software vendors, and we did the same, are trying to argue, but our solution is very complex. You need millions of years of experience and knowledge, and you cannot do it like that. My answer to all of that is, this is just maybe I can call it wish fantasy, because it's not the reality. Reality is like this: the good engineer with good tool can create good solution, independent of the company which is paying his salary. So if I'm paying good engineer to create solution, Walmart can do the same. Even my engineer can switch to Walmart and produce the good solution over there. So the point is not the owner of the company and the strategy of company. The most important guy is the guy who is creating it. And if that guy is living at the retailer side, he will create great solutions over there. So that's why we have a problem, actually.
Can we make maybe a difference between the systems that can be built internally with AI from that ones that needs always to be built, with specialized vendors?
Wish fantasy. Again, why? I'm not sure if this is right English word, but you will understand. It's something that I have in my fantasy as a wish that it's like that. I would love that it's like that, but unfortunately it's not. And I have a very good example for that. Maybe you heard about the tool called Seedance. Seedance is a Chinese tool that is capable of creating videos in Hollywood quality. So in a couple of seconds, in one prompt or 5 prompts, you are able to create short videos or even long form videos, just like that, like a Hollywood quality. That was a dream about not just a couple of years ago, maybe just a couple of months ago. The same situation is now with every complex solution. Today, we think, oh no, it's very complex. Nobody will be able to create Hollywood movie by prompt. And tomorrow, it's just 20 words that you type in certain prompt and you have it. This is the situation today. So there is no tool in the world, there is no function in the world or feature that tomorrow will not be created by the AI, and then even better created than we are doing it today. I'm totally sure.
Understood. And what are the opportunities then for the software companies like ours, for example?
This is very difficult question. This is really difficult question. Why is it difficult? Because the fact is that AI is changing the rules of the industries, changing the rules of the software development, of the software market. But what are those rules? We are not sure yet. We don't know how the markets will look like in certain I don't know, in 5 months or even in a couple of years. We cannot even imagine. So that's why it's very difficult to say what is the opportunity for tomorrow. Another point is important. I think these kind of discussions like we have today are very valuable, because even if you don't have idea of how do you want to do it by yourself, if you hear some ideas that other people have, maybe that trigger your fantasy and then you get the idea. So that's why it's very important to discuss it. I can tell you, and this is like a secret, let's say, I can reveal the secret, how we are dealing with that in our company. Because we have that problem. We have the problem, then in a couple of years, probably nobody will need our solution. So we have now to define a surviving strategy, something like that. And I have actually, for me, something like 4 important steps. So the first step is to identify and to remember what are the strengths of your company. Who are you actually? I can say that after 23 years in this industry, our strength is accumulated knowledge. We are doing just retail and fiscalization, nothing else. This is what we have. This is the base, okay? The second point is imagination. Can you imagine what will be in between 7 and 10 years from now on? Difficult, but you can. Everybody can imagine something. So what I imagine for us is following. I imagine that there will be no need for any external fiscal middleware. And fiscal middleware is what we are producing. This is, of course, our solution. I'm sure that in 7 up to 10 years, nobody will need it. Why? Because just one prompt will be able to create it, like the Seedance movie, Hollywood movie. In one prompt, you will have the same solution like we have it today. So that's why we are coming to the third step, which is very important. What do you think? What is the position of your company in that new environment? So I think our position in that new environment in 7 to 10 years will be actually to help the companies that are creating own fiscal middleware. Because that's what I can do. I can tell them, no problem, you can create your own fiscal middleware. Don't buy it from me, you don't need it. But here is the tool which will help you to do that. Mm-hmm. So instead of fighting the development and change of the situation on the market, I will support it. I will support it with the tools and with the services so that the customers can do it tomorrow by themselves, and by that save lots of money. And even if I don't do that, this will happen anyway. So with me or without me. So then It's better that it happens with us as a company. And the fourth step, I told you there are 4 steps which I think are important. The fourth step is to decide what do you need to do now in order to be ready for the situation in 7 to 10 years in the future. This is, of course, the point which is difficult. And I identified 2 very important elements. The first one is to change the mindset in the company. Nobody thinks that in 7 or 10 years our solution will not be needed. Everybody thinks this will not happen. But the first thing is to accept the change. The change is very big, and you have to accept that, change the mindset that you cannot fight it, that you have to support it actually. And then come to second point of that fourth step, let's say, develop new product. You cannot survive with the same product that AI will create better. So you have to develop a new product which will help, let's say, other companies to produce their own issues or products that you are developing today. Maybe it's a little bit complex explained, but you got it, right? So it's
of course, it's
easy.
not complex. Yes, it's very good point. But in the other hand, do you have any advice for someone who wants to build an independent software company today, maybe?
Don't fight the change. This is the point. Don't fight the change is one thing, because this is human impulse, instinct first to fight the change. You cannot. It will be as it will be, with you or without you. This is very important point. And then use your imagination to imagine what will happen in 10 years and create now the product for the 10-year scope, not for the problems which the companies have now. This is not helping anymore. That's it. So this is the only way. This is the only thing that makes sense. Everything else doesn't make sense anymore.
Great. Thank you, Darko, very much. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We would like to hear your opinion, as always, and answer a question. Do you think AI will replace software vendors or simply transform them? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to visit our new Retail Talks website, where you can find all the episodes and watch on your favorite platform.
I forgot something. I told you, the audience, that I will explain the situation on the page. Open, please, the page. I will just give one sentence about that, because we learned something very important, very fast. So this page was developed with Lovable. And the Lovable can create great pages like this one. And could you show, please, the area with the YouTube videos? This, exactly. And the next one, yes. AI is not that precise as we think. So in this case, AI created mock-up. So it's not the real feature. It's just a list of videos. The videos are correct, but it was really an issue to find out that if we add the new video, there will be still the old videos on that page because it's not implemented. This means everybody will still need engineers to check everything what AI did and to find out if there are things like mockups which are not really developed like they should. That's it. Thank you. Just as the last words, because I promised that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tina.
Very interesting. Thank you, Darko. Again, thank you, everyone, and see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you.